What's going on, Caitlin? How is you doing?
Thank you very much.
Boosie Rubber Band. I rather. I, that's 11 minutes long. What's been going on with you, Caitlin?
Yeah. It's your boy 50, man. You should love me. Yeah. This is my take, man.
You drinking some hot chocolate. How is going? Yes, how mom doing?
Baby, I'ma want you.
Baby,
Baby,
I'ma
I'ma
need
need
you.
you. You're the only one I care enough to hurt about.
What's good, King?
Baby, I'm crazy, but I just can't live without you. Loving and affection, giving me direction.
You welcome. What's good, Evelyn?
Real cocktails.
Evelyn
Perfectly
the
mixed.
baddie.
Got water. Open the bar.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate everybody for coming in. You know what, user? You as dumb as a box of rocks. Planet on Planet Fitness. Wow. So that means you evolve around me then, right? Since I'm the planet. So since I'm the planet, you evolve around me then, right? Hold on. For real? You think you got some common sense? You dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Hey, Planet on Planet Fitness. Wow. Dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Matter of fact, you might look like the crack on the ground I just stepped on. And what? Before I put you out, next thing I'm gonna say is, go suck on a glass dick. Bye, bitch. Hey, I guarantee this much. We could always have a good time, but I ain't finna deal with that.
101.5 FM with DJ Amar.
Uh,
Are you guys here for the halftime show?
Oh, no. We're here to help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
So that's why the emu is here?
Yes. And the emu has a name. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Cascade Platinum Plus has the grease fighting power of Dawn to remove tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone. 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Talking about how she can make it right. If y'all call yourselves gonna come in and start talking shit about me, y'all can hit my cash app and I won't say nothing. The link is in my description. Hit with me $5, $10, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. If you ain't gonna pay nothing, there's nothing for you to be different with me about. If anybody got a problem with what I just said, you can scroll on. And I will not care. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. It don't pay to be stupid. It don't pay to be rude to folks. Cause ain't nobody being rude to you. If somebody was to come in y'all life, y'all be ready to tell YouTube on them folk, on somebody. You want to get them banned because they talking shit about you, but you do the same damn shit. Motherfuckers dumb as fuck for that shit. Make you stay all night long. Gary Moore. Right now I got a whole playlist that's the one of the 70s. I looked it up after this song.
It's so good loving somebody and somebody loves you back. To be loved.
Oh, he's a blues legend? Okay. So you like listening to Johnny Taylor, Bobby Blue Bland? What's good, Diamond? What's happening, sis? Okay. All right, thank you for tapping in, sis. Okay.
Loving somebody and somebody loves you back, and that's a fact. It's so good. Wanting somebody and somebody wants it back. So it's so good.
Okay. You have a great night too. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. What's good, Ninja?
I've experienced over and over.
What's good?
I've given 80%.
My Ninja. What's happening?
She's giving 70%.
Oh, I was going to tell you about that. I told you I was going to tell you about when a situation I was in, and your name. When I mention your name in this, you might laugh. I was kicking it with some people from a pool hall I was always at, and we went to this little park called City Sleepy Gardens. While everybody's running off through the garden, goofing around, I'm standing by the pop machines. The light above the pop machines is out, completely out, not working, nothing. And I'm standing next to the pop machine in all black. When I say you're not going to see nothing, you're not going to see nothing. And I'm sitting there and I'm standing there. Some tell me to look, stand in one spot, just look past the machine. What's good, Caitlin? And I kind of peek my head out, look past the machine, the pop machines, see the police sitting up at the entrance part, coming down. So I stand back a little bit. When I say they stopped literally in front of me, it was one officer that was driving and his partner. I was close enough to the point that I could have kissed this lady on the mouth and she would have freaked the fuck out. That's why that's why when she they flashed the light at me. That big bright ass light and still not see me. I stood there like a fat ninja. I stood there, didn't make a sound, didn't move. And I'm just standing there. I'm looking at these people. How in the hell do you not see a 300-pound man standing next to a machine looking you dead in your face? I'm standing there like a fat ninja. And I'm sitting there like, la 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 la. So they take off into the park after everybody else. I see people come running down off the bike path. I'm tossing keys. I'm setting keys on the cars that I know who keys it was. I set them by the passenger door as call myself trying to run. I get to the car that I came in with. Get into the passenger seat. Crank the car up. The person that was in the front seat with the driver, I said, "No, get your dumb ass in the back. Don't fight. The cops is after us." And it was like, "How's they after you?" I said, "I'm the first person they fucking passed." And they realized they did not see me. Got in the got in the back seat, and we all take off. Go right back to the bar. My car is sitting at the bar in the parking lot at the bar. I left my keys with the bartender. I grab my key. I go in the bar, grab my keys. The bartender is looking at me. She was like, "What did y'all go do? What happened?" And as I'm explaining this story to her, like I'm explaining it to you, she is damn near in tears. I mean, she had to literally stop what she was doing because she was laughing so hard. A couple of other bartenders, it's like, "What is you saying?" And she explained it to him real quick. You see them damn near fall out their chair. They're laughing so damn hard. And I'm sitting there, so they finally come over where I'm sitting there. I'm finishing explaining it to them. And they looking at me like, "Say that again." I told them I was standing next to the pop machines like a fat ninja. These flashed the light on me and did not say nothing. They did not see me. If a mug was to say smile, the only thing they would have seen was my eyeballs and teeth. If they would have said smile, I did just like this. And that's all they would have seen. No, when I say go past me to go chase everybody else, I'm not finna run. I'm gonna wait till you get into the park far enough, start setting keys on top of the cars, and get into the last car and start it. And when we finally do everything, hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. Play Fortnite. And when I finished explaining that to her, what's up, RLD? The bartenders is I'm talking, they done. And I start looking around. Everybody is laughing in the bar. Everybody. I didn't care though. I was able to get out. I go outside to smoke a cigarette. Just so happened the same two officers is in the parking lot. So I put my cigarette back out, walked into the pool hall side. I was like, don't nobody go outside. The police is sitting outside. They was like, you serious? I said, man, they're walking this way right now. So I come back outside, light my cigarette up. I go take off walking towards the street and kept my back towards them. And I'm sitting there with the cigarette smoking, and I hear them talking. Well, he walking like he trying to run. I turned around. I was like, man, what do I need to run from you for? I haven't done nothing. She looked was like, I said, yeah, I heard what you said. Don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. And I'm not talking smart. And I'm not trying to get smart with you. And the guy cop is looking like you being tough. I said, sir, if I was being tough, I wouldn't be talking like this. And she was like, yeah, he's being honest. He's being calm. I said, man, I said, I'm showing respect by talking respectfully to you. But you don't, if you don't like being disrespected, don't give it. If you can't take it, no matter if you got the badge on or not. And he looks like, sound like you being smart. I said, sir, if I was really being smart, wouldn't you think I'd be cussing at you right now? As I'm talking, I'm being polite as possible, sir. So if you're trying to get a rise out of me by trying to say that's what I'm doing, okay, I will let you think that. And I turned back around, kept smoking my cigarette, put my cigarette out in the lighter, walked towards the container, and dropped the cigarette butt in the container. Walked into the building. I know both of the owners. I go like this to the owner, to one. I go like this to the other one. They was like, "What's wrong?" And I lean over, say something to one. He said, "I take care of that. I will take care of that." He walked. They come walking in as I get done telling the owner what's going on. He come in, boy. He's like, "Hold on, you in my establishment. What is y'all here for?" As far as he concerned, yeah, he told me what was said, and how he worded everything to you. If you trying to start something, there will be a lawsuit. That cop stopped. She was like, I keep telling you, don't press the issue. The man walked off respectfully and not said another word to us. Now the officer is on it. Everybody in the bar and the pool hall side. The pool hall side is full. I'm talking, you got a good 75 to 100 people in the building. We all know each other. First thing I hear is, you touch him, you're going to have to call for backup. And all of y'all ain't going to make it out of here. The owner in the bar had already called everybody. All right, all right. What's good, Cindy? And so the officer now it's like, so y'all just gonna do this? He was with us at the park, and you finna go after him for what? What did he do? What you can't? Thank you. The male officer couldn't say nothing. The lady officer is like, he didn't do nothing. Her partner was trying to make a quota. He said he was literally trying to amp me up to fight him. And when I wouldn't fight him, it pissed him off even more that he wanted to arrest me on a bogus charge. But yet, he could have arrested me on the fact that I was with everybody at the garden. And and so the lady, thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for subbing. And please don't spam it. And the lady was like, we just told we was all at the park. Thank you, coffee. And he was like, we told you, I just told you we was all at the park. So what would be the real reason of you trying to mess with that man? And he's sitting there, now he's huffing and puffing. Thank you. He's huffing and puffing. His partner was like, we better go. Leave that man alone. Thank you, Cindy. He said it the first time. And he wanted to sit and wait till I left. So what I so what I did was I told my buddy, okay, bye. I told my buddy, let me drive your car, you drive mine. I already know what he's gonna do. He was like, okay. So we exchanged keys. And so his car was across the street. Okay. His car is across the street. So what I did was walked up. If Ninja is a child, then go ahead do what need to be done if he's a child. And I walked out the front, walked across the street. I'm I'm looking at him. Okay, Cindy. I get into the car. No sooner as I get into the car and start it up, I see them trying to. I see them coming up. I go ahead, pull off, and I made a phone call. I said, "Hey, I'm in the car. I'm heading towards my house right now." So he heard. He runs, goes to my car. It comes right down to, and I was like, "Hey." I kept him on the phone. I said, "You see your car, right?" He was like, "Yeah." Follow me. That stay within a car length of me. You will see me. And I was like, okay. We get home. I park his car in front of my house. I told him park the car in the driveway. And so he parks the car in the driveway. I get out the car and he gets out. We exchange keys. Now I'm at home. The same two officers pull up. Me and him are talking at my house. The neighbors come across the street. I had already called one, was like, "Hey, I need to be already on my porch." So all I gotta do is walk, come up, open the door, we talk. They was like, okay, cool. So as I'm pulling up, these none of these jokers move. I was like, man, walk to the house. I'm in the car that just pulled up, that's me sitting in it. So I heard so when when my homie put my buddy put in, that's when they decided to want to come across the street as they pulling up behind me. And they decided to want to turn around. I was like, dumbass. And so I we sitting there, we talking. Her partner gets out talking shit. I immediately called 911 and I told the dispatch, I said, ma'am, I want you to hear this. I'm not going to say too much. One of your officers is harassing me right now. And she was like, okay. He coming up, he's talking mad shit. She immediately, the supervisor pulls up. I'm talking, the supervisor is like, man, he had to been somewhere close to pull up as fast as he did. Do not spam, Cindy. The su- the supervisor pulls up and talking about what is your problem? Oh, I heard it from the channel. I wasn't gonna keep saying not to spam, and that's what she's gonna do anyways. And and he looked. He was like, "Don't you know you was just heard by dispatch harassing this man?" And he looked at me. I was like, sir, can I tell you something? And I'm gonna keep it honest with you. Me and my homie and a few other people was at Mississippi Gardens. Yeah, I sure enough did. And I sat there and I explained the whole situation. And I was like, your lady officer, I have a lot of respect for her because she told him to stop. She told him to leave me alone. And he didn't want to listen. I showed every ounce of respect when I spoke. He's been trying to get a rise out of me for me to hoop, holler, and fight him. I'm not stupid. And he's not finna trying to make me like I am stupid. He looked at me. How you want to handle it, sir? He needs to stay away from me. Meaning, when he see my face, not to say nothing. He needs to walk away from me. I don't mind any other officer stepping up to me. He is not to step towards me. If my house is burning, he better let it burn. The officer was like, you serious? I said, sir, if he touched me, no offense, he will lose his job. And he was like, what makes you think he'll lose his job? I said, simple. If I go to the lawyer and tell the lawyer what happened, he will lose his job. All I had to mention was a lawyer or attorney. That the supervisor was like, now you heard that man. Leave that man alone. If you mess with that man, anytime, if I find out that you've been sitting around his house, you will lose your job. Leave him alone. And all you hear is, but sir, what did I just say? This is what he's saying to him. And he was like, but sir, he said, but sir, me one more time, you will lose your badge right here. Yeah. And I'm sitting there. I'm not laughing at him. Nothing. I hadn't got pissed. And the officer was like, get in the car. Go back, go back to the precinct. Get in the car. Get in the fucking car. If I find out that you did not make it back to that precinct, I will make sure you make it back there and get all your stuff. I knew who the supervisor was. I know the supervisor. I knew the supervisor because he was one he was one of the police officers back when I was in high school patrolling the hallway. And he knew exactly how I am. When I say the man knows me better than most of my brothers, That man knew when I say he go like this and read my face, like my face, like no, don't do that. We let me take care of that. So when I sat there and I explained everything to him, and he walked up to me clear as day. He was like, I know you got some weed. And my homeboy looked at me and was like, he did not just say that. He said, yeah, I know you got some weed. And what he does, he pull out a sack. He said, do you mind if I roll up real quick? I open up the door, walk in first, let him sit down, roll himself a joint, close the bag back up, put it in the pocket, and I was smelling it. And it smelled like he had cloves in the weed, with the weed. And he's smoking on the way out the door. And then not, I was like, I knew it. All these years, I knew it that he was a weed smoker. I knew this shit. And my homeboy was like, he just now. I said, yes, he just did. Come to find out, he called himself was gonna buy the truck. I wiped the whole table down. I took a towel with some soap, wiped the table down real quick. I'm wiping as fast as I can. I wiped the whole table. And rinsed the towel out. Took a dry towel, wash it all down. Wash it down. My buddy looking at me was like, what you doing all that for? I was like, I'm getting rid of evidence. I'm not finna get caught up with him. The guy that he sent back to the prison, some tell me to go back. Yeah, I go back outside. Dude is on the next block, parked. So what I do, I take the camera out, zoom it all the way in as close as I can get to the front of the car, where the license plate was. Screenshot the license plate. Screenshot the number of the car. That's right by the back door. There's a certain number on the panel right there. And I'm sitting there. I see her and him, and she's snapping. And I sat there. I called it in. I said, "Ma'am, your supervisor told your the cop, your the one that you heard, to go to the. He's not leaving. He's still sitting at the corner looking at my house right now." So what my dumb ass do? I start walking towards him with the phone on speakerphone, so he can hear the whole conversation as I'm walking towards him. And I'm talking so loud, everybody in the neighborhood can hear me. That joker sped off. Another officer comes up. I said, I spoke to your officer. I told him the name. I said, this is the supervisor's name. And I said, this is his full name. And he was like, you know the supervisor personally? I was like, yes, I do. But I'm finna tell you now that the car, I said, this is the license plate number. This is the number on the side of the car. These are the two officers. It's the male officer that was told to go back to the precinct, and he didn't do what was told. He's harassing me. And he looked at me, he was like, James, you know me. I was like, I'm just letting you know what's going on. I don't all I expect you to do is go to your supervisor. That's all I need you to do. He's like, I'm not gonna go against my buddy like that. I said, how about this? What if it was your son? What if it was your brother? Then what? He was like, why is you making it that? I said, I'm just letting it be known. If it was your family that he did that to, you would do something about that. I am no different than your family. I have rights. You're supposed to protect and serve. I said, since you want to protect and serve, you have a good night too. And I walked off. And I'm still speaking to dispatch. I said, hey, can you get the supervisor? And I said the name. And I need him now. Tell him I got something I want to show him. And when I say immediately pull up, he said, I go just like this. And I showed him, I said, that's the number. That's the license plate. I said, you can look inside the car and see who it is. He said, okay. Say no more. That man called it in, told him to meet me at the precinct. I get a thing. I get an officer the next day coming to the house, knocking on the door. Told me that I'm needed downtown. I was like, okay. I get my little money together and catch the bus. My dumb ass is not finna drive downtown. I catch the bus, get downtown. I'm at the precinct. And I explained the whole situation from that previous night up to that day, to that morning. And they called him down, asked him to explain himself. He tried to make up some cocky story. It just so happened a few of the people that was at the bar that night was there to pay some of their fines. I look at them, they look back at me. I just nod one time. One of them was like, hey James, oh, that cop still bothering you? That's all it took. That's all it took. They looked at him. That man immediately was let go. But what I think they did was sent him to another precinct in a different city. Because that man would not let shit go. And I found out his brother was a police officer in Chicago. My homie busted him out. My homeboy exactly busted him out, and they moved him to a whole different precinct in a different state. And his brother, like I was saying, was a police officer in Chicago. And just so happened, I go to Chicago with a female that I was kicking it with, and we on the west side of Chicago. I go to the liquor store like I normally do, get me a pack of cigarettes. What's good, David? I get me a pack of cigarettes, some blunts, a bottle, a bottle of oil, and a couple beers, and a Pepsi for the Crown Royal. Go we go. Well, I meet my little homie. Tell him I need some weed. He was like, "Hey, I got a question." And I was like, "Okay, is your name James?" I was like, "Who told you about me?" He was like, "Your name is ringing through Chicago right now. The police is looking for you." I'm looking for me for what? Come to find out he had told his brother about me. He sell me weed, me some weed. I walked to the building where my homegirl was with the guy she talking to. And I looked at them, I was like, I need to go. I need to get out of Rock. I need to get out of Chicago. And I mean like now. And she was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "You remember the situation I was telling you about?" She was like, "Yeah. His brother is a police officer over here, and he's looking for me." She was like, "But I'm not trying." I said, "Okay, if I go to jail down here, I'm making sure you go to jail with me." Yeah. And I'm sitting there. She looked at me and was mad. I said, "I'm not going to jail for you or nobody." I said, "Fine, you go ahead, stay here." I sat on the porch. He looked me dead in my face. And he was like, "Nah, don't do that, man, like that. You can't get greedy. This man, his name is run through Chicago." I was like, "I'm not from here. And for my name to be running like that through the west side, don't nobody know me. Nobody. So why is this police officer?" And I'm looking at it, I was like, "You're not understanding how serious this is." I was like, "You worried about some goddamn dick. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here." Yeah. And it was a lady next door that was hearing the whole conversation. She said, "Don't run. Don't go nowhere." And I'm looking at her, I said, "What you mean don't run? Don't go nowhere?" She was like, "I am an officer. I'm telling you don't run because you going to make yourself look guilty." I said, "Ma'am, he's already making me look guilty by looking for me." So when I explained the situation of what his brother did and what he was trying to do, she was like, I will straighten that out right now. She calls, she calls it in. She was like, "Hey, look, you need to stop looking for that man." You can hear him. "What you mean stop looking for him?" Blah, 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 blah. I'm talking. He's going up one side, down the other. It was like it's your brother that's at fault. He was like, what you mean? I said, the man, I'm talking to James right now. And he was like, you talking to that man right now. And I was like, sir, I'm gonna let you know now. Your brother has been harassing me because I wouldn't fight him because of the fact he was wrong. He was in the wrong. He was like, what you mean? I said, this is how all last night went out. Me and a bunch of friends went to Mississippi Gardens. He said, yeah, I know about that place. I'm standing next to pop machines. Like I'm telling y'all now. Like a fat ninja. Couldn't see shit. I could hear him giggling. And I was like, your brother flashed the light on me. Took it off of me and go running off, driving off into the park. We all leave. Go back to the pool hall / bar. We all go inside the building. I said the car that I was driving was in the parking lot. I drove my buddy's car, and my buddy drove my car to my house. Your brother tried to fight me at my house, and the supervisor told his supervisor that I knew personally told him to go back to the precinct. He said, so my brother's at fault. Okay, that's all I needed to know. You have a nice night. Don't worry. You explained everything. I was like, there's one thing I'm gonna mention to you, sir, that I'm gonna say. He said he was gonna have you arrest me if I ever come to Chicago. And what was you finna ready to do? And he was like, I'll be damned. I'll be fucking damned. I was like, sir, it is what it is. She stopped a lot of shit that night. I sat there like this. She left. I'm sitting in the little hallway on the stairs because his mom don't allow weed smoke in the house. I done rolled me a couple of blunts. Actually, I done rolled all 4 blunts and still had weed left over. I passed him a beer. We sitting there. I popped my beer open and did just like this. And when I say I emptied the bottle and put the cap back on it, he looked at me and was like, look like you need this more than I do. And I said, no, go ahead, drink it, bruh. I bought it just for you to drink. I popped the top on the alcohol bottle, on the alcohol. Go just like this. Break it down, pop the Pepsi open, drink some of that, pass it back. We sit here, I'm smoking. I smoked 1 blunt. By the time I realized it, I'm putting it out. Got another one lit. I get halfway through that second blunt, and I'm feeling good. We finished the bottle. I put the bottle in the bag, put my bottle in, put the empty beer bottle in the bag, put the empty alcohol bottle in the bag. I drank the rest of the pop, put that joker in the bag. He took the bag upstairs, threw it in the garbage. I'm sitting there, I'm on the stairs. Now I'm like this, with my arm on the wall. I'm sitting like this. And I stand up long enough for the alcohol to really hit me. And I'm just standing there. The little homie that sold me the weed looked me and comes knocking on the door. I walk to the door. You good? Excuse me. I was like, hell yeah, I'm good. I am drunk. I'm high as fuck. He's laughing at me now. Some told me to stick my head outside the door. So what I did was go like this to the screen. I could see somebody standing against the wall. I looked at the little homie. I was like, "Who is that?" And he looked, and I'm looking down. He said, like telling me, "Don't step outside." He kept doing this. I was like, "Okay." And my homeboy come down. I go like this. I go like this. And I was like somebody standing on the side of the door. I told little man, back up. He come out. What the fuck you standing at my door for? Scared the shit out of dude. Dude take off running. Now I come walking outside. Little homie was like, "Hey, I told you not to come outside." Now they looking at you like you snitched on them. I told him, I said it loud enough. I didn't snitch on any one of y'all motherfuckers. I don't know y'all. Really don't give two fucks about what the fuck y'all doing. Tell me why one of the older guys was like, "I told y'all that man don't know us. He don't give two fucks about what the fuck we doing." I said, all I do is get my goddamn weed, get a bottle, two beers, and some blunts, and a pack of fucking cigarettes. What the fuck I care about what the fuck y'all doing? Get y'all the goddamn money. Leave me the fuck alone. All y'all gotta do is make sure I can get my weed. That's it. I don't give two fucks about that shit after that. Old school come walking up. He said, "You're not from here." No, I'm not. He was like, he kind of sharp at the answers. I was like, "I just don't deal with disrespect. I have zero tolerance." He was like, "What you tell the police officer?" And I explained the whole situation about the officer's brother that was fucking with me. And when he found out what was going on, and I told him who the supervisor was, he was like, "I know the supervisor. The supervisor is my cousin." So that was you. And he laughed. He was like, "You is the man. If you knew my family," and I was like, "No, I don't know you." And he was like, "It's not the fact that you knowing me. You know of my family. You know of my cousin." And I'm sitting there. He was like, "Here." He gives me something like this and weed. It smelled good, everything. And he was like, "Don't worry about paying nothing. When you here, next time you come here, you always gonna shop with little man, but I want you to shop with me too." I was like, "Okay." cool, I could do that. And every weekend that I went to Chicago, if I wasn't on the west side, I was on the south side. As far as I was on the south side was 95th Street at the dead end. And I only knew one person that was on right there at the dead end. And he was good people. He's good people too. And I sat there every time. If I'm not on the west side kicking it with one, I'm on the south side kicking it with the other. And every time, 2 beers and a bottle with a Pepsi. Every time. Didn't matter which guy got a beer. As long as they drank with me, I was good. She be all over him. Sometimes I be like this. I be like, want a beer? He'll grab the beer. I open that bottle up, start drinking. And one of the guys come over and say, man, can I look, we smoking over here. And I was like, okay, if you want to drink, here go the bottle. I pop my beer bottle open. Once I go like this, dude is watching me. I clear that whole bottle, set it down, twist the cap. You're the first person to clear a bottle like that. We drink, but now it's me and just this dude drinking, while the rest of the guys are still smoking. He said, I said, don't worry about it. I got weed right here. You want to smoke? He looked and was like, damn, you all over. Pass it. Now me and him smoking. Everybody else is still over there. Ain't tried to offer to hit for me to hit the blunt or nothing. One of the other guys come walking over there. He was like, nah, you can't hit this. This is his shit. You ain't finna come over here and smoke on his shit. He could speak. And I look at him. He said it right the first time. Nah, y'all didn't offer me nothing. I offered him. I offered up. I offered homeboy a drink, a beer. He got the drink. He got the beer. He's drinking with me, smoking with me. I have nothing against that. He came over to me. He introduced himself to me. Y'all still sat there. I wasn't finna walk over there to y'all. And me and him still sitting there. We drinking and smoking. He says, "Fuck you, fat motherfucker." I said, "Yeah, I'll be that fat motherfucker. But you ain't the one. But you're not smoking." And everybody started laughing. It was like, damn. He didn't get mad about being called a fat motherfucker. I said, he act like he hurt my feelings, called me a fat motherfucker. I know I'm fat. I know I'm big. It don't bother me. I smoked. We finished the drink. I had another blunt. I put out another blunt after I put the one out. I put the one out with the blunt in my lid in my mouth. I put the other one out. Put it up. He was like, "You said your ducks?" I said, "Hell yeah. When I ain't got no money, I still got weed." He was like, "Smart." I said, "I can tell right now. I got about 50 ducks right there on the ground, by there, by where y'all sitting at. Y'all got about good 50 ducks. That's a whole 3 blunts right there, 3 to 4 blunts that y'all could be smoking on right now. I know, and then one of them got no weed. And they heard me. I was like, matter of fact, 1, 2, and 3, come over here real quick. I want to ask y'all a question. They come over and say, they'll say, what's the question? You want to hit this? It was like, hell yeah. Grab the blunt. Now, we all smoking. He's mad. They pass me the blunt back. They go back and sit down. It was like, damn, that shit smoking. Where'd you get that shit from? I said, this from out of Rockford. They was like, damn, y'all doing it like that over there? I was like, pretty much. We do pretty good over there. But to shorten up the whole story, the cop ended up getting fired in a whole different state for the same dumb shit. And ended up getting his ass whooped for the same dumb shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. But before I do,
I know a lot of guys today that wish they had somebody just like you. I don't know when the last time that I told you, but girl, you make me so very happy. I think we've got something that a lot of people don't seem to have. Talking about
Don't let your vacation rental man it's cool. Be invisible. Get seen, get booked.
well, y'all have a good night tonight. Thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate everybody coming in, kicking it with me. Y'all have a good night. Peace. I'll see you, Coffee.